Let's get one thing straight. Most washing machines on the market right now are designed to fail. That's not me being dramatic. That's the cold, soapy truth. The shiny front load washer that the salesman swears is high efficiency might actually be the reason your clothes stink like wet dogs 6 months later. And those so-called budget top loaders? They're often built with plastic parts that snap faster than a cheap hanger. In 2025, buying the wrong washing machine doesn't just cost you a few extra bucks. It can drain your wallet, waste hours of your life, and leave you standing in a puddle of regret, literally. Before you even think about handing over your credit card, you need to know which machines are traps, which brands are bluffing, and which ones will actually survive more than a couple of spin cycles. Let's start with the biggest battleground, front-load washers. Now, front loaders look sleek. They're the Instagram model of laundry appliances. They promise efficiency, lower water usage, and they'll even whisper about European design. But here's the ugly side no salesman will tell you. These machines are breeding grounds for mold and mildew. That rubber door gasket that seals the front, it also seals in moisture, detergent residue, and lint. After a few months, you're opening your washer to the smell of a swamp. Plenty of families end up scrubbing with bleach every weekend just to keep the stink at bay. Some people even leave the door open 24/7, basically turning their laundry room into a mold museum. And while some brands have made improvements, most front loaders still suffer from this problem. The sad part? Repairs are expensive. A simple drain issue can run you $300 to $500, and when the electronic control board goes, which it often does, you're looking at half the price of a new machine. Now let's talk about top-load washers with impellers. These are the newer, high-efficiency models without the old-school agitator post in the middle. Sounds great in theory. More room for clothes, less water used, and manufacturers get to slap that eco-friendly sticker on the box. But the truth? Many of these machines can't clean clothes properly. Clothes come out tangled, half-soaked, or worse, still dirty. I've read dozens of complaints from owners who say things like, "Week 1, fine. Month 3, shirts come out looking like they've just been rinsed, not washed. By month 6, I had to rewash every load. This high-efficiency machine doubled my laundry time. That's not saving water, that's wasting it." And finally, the so-called budget washers. You see them stacked in big box stores with tempting price tags. $499, $599, sometimes even less. Sounds like a deal, right? Wrong. These machines are basically disposable. Thin steel, plastic gears, motors that strain like a hamster on a wheel. They're built to last maybe 3 years if you're lucky. For rental properties or college kids, sure, they'll survive some abuse. But if you're a family doing laundry 5 times a week, these washers will give up faster than New Year's resolutions. Here's the kicker. Some of the biggest names in the game, brands you grew up trusting, are now some of the worst offenders. They know you'll buy based on price, shiny looks, or a familiar logo, and they're cashing in on that blind trust. So before we even get into which brands are worth your time, and which ones you should avoid like that mystery meat in the back of your fridge, you need to remember this. The washing machine market in 2025 is a minefield. One wrong step, and you're blowing up your budget, your patience, and maybe even your laundry room floor. All right, let's name names. Because when it comes to washing machines in 2025, the logo on the front often matters more than the features on the box. Some brands are basically begging for a class action lawsuit, while others are quietly building tanks that last decades. Let's start with the elephant in the laundry room, LG. You've probably seen the commercials. Sleek machines, smart Wi-Fi controls, inverter direct drive, plastered on the sticker like it's some miracle of engineering. Reality check? LG's smart inverter compressor isn't very smart. Owners are still reporting premature failures, especially on front-load models. And the kicker? LG basically protects itself with fine print arbitration clauses that make it nearly impossible to sue them when your washer dies in 3 years. People think they're buying a premium product. In truth, you're buying a gamble. I've seen too many stories like this. Month 6, machine starts making grinding noises. Month 9, technician says motherboard is fried. Month 12, LG tells me I'm out of warranty unless I pay $400 for repairs. That's not a washing machine. That's a slot machine, and the house always wins. Now, let's talk about Samsung. If LG is the flashy salesman, Samsung is the hype machine. Their washers look futuristic, glowing touchscreens, sleek finishes, even AI-powered wash cycles. But under the hood, still the same problems that have haunted Samsung for years. Their infamous ice maker problems in refrigerators have cousins in their washers. Water pumps and control boards that fail faster than you can say, extended warranty. One customer review summed it up perfectly. Month 3, random error codes. Month 6, drain pump clogged constantly. Month 11, tub started leaking. Month 14, I gave up and bought a Whirlpool. That's not AI-powered efficiency. That's a slow-motion breakdown you paid over $1,000 for. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Whirlpool. This is the brand that's been around forever. Your grandma probably had one. And to be fair, Whirlpool still makes some solid washers. But in 2025, you have to be careful. Whirlpool has started cutting corners. Thinner steel, cheaper doors, plastic parts where there used to be metal. Some models are dependable tanks. Others feel like they belong in the discount aisle next to flimsy blenders. So how do you know? Here's the quick rule. Their mid-range top-load agitator washers are still reliable. They're not flashy, they don't have Wi-Fi, but they actually clean clothes. But Whirlpool's budget front loaders? Avoid them. They'll shake like a jet engine on takeoff, and repairs can cost you more than the machine itself. Next up, the true heavyweight champion, Speed Queen. This brand doesn't spend millions on ads. They don't care about Wi-Fi cycles or smart eco bubbles. What they care about is building machines that survive laundromats. And guess what? If they can handle a laundromat where machines run all day, every day, they can handle your family's laundry for decades. Yes, Speed Queen washers cost more up front. But here's the math. Buy one Speed Queen, and it might last you 20 years. Buy 3 Samsungs in that same time frame, and you've just wasted double the money for triple the headaches. But not everything is so clear-cut. GE is a mixed bag. On one hand, they've got solid engineering and a service network that still works. On the other, some of their lower-end models feel like they were designed on a Friday afternoon when the engineers were already halfway out the door. Owners often report this kind of timeline. Week 1, perfect. Month 6, balance issues. Month 12, tub started knocking during spin. Month 15, technician said bearings are going out. Bearings failing at a year old? That's unacceptable. A washer isn't supposed to sound like a helicopter after its first birthday. And then there's Amana and other bargain brands. Let's be blunt. These are disposable machines. They're cheap for a reason. If you just need a washer for a rental unit or you're moving in 2 years, fine. But don't expect miracles. They're built to sell, not to last. So what does this all mean? It means when you're shopping in 2025, the brand name on that box might decide whether your clothes are fresh and clean for the next decade, or whether you're back in the store in 18 months, cursing your choices. Now that we've ripped the mask off the brands, let's break down the actual types of washing machines. Because in 2025, the choice you make between agitator, impeller, and front load could decide whether you love your laundry routine or whether you're crying into a pile of half-clean socks. Agitator top-load washers. Let's start old school. The agitator is that tall post in the center of the drum with fins on it. This design has been around for decades, and guess what? It still works. Why? Because it actually moves your clothes. That twisting, churning action gets dirt out instead of just swishing clothes in a puddle of water. Now, here's the kicker. Agitators use more water and are a little rougher on fabrics. If you baby your clothes like they're heirlooms, you might not love it. But if your laundry includes grass-stained jeans, gym clothes that could knock over a horse, or kids' outfits that look like they lost a war with spaghetti sauce, an agitator is your best friend. Owners often describe it like this. Week 1, loud, not gonna lie. Month 6, still loud. Year 2, still loud. But everything is actually clean. Zero regrets impeller top-load washers. Now here's where the marketing gets tricky. Impellers are the modern upgrade. A low-profile disc at the bottom instead of a tall agitator. Sounds sleek, right? More room for clothes, less water, and they'll tell you it's high efficiency. In reality, these machines often leave clothes twisted like a ball of spaghetti, and the cleaning power just isn't there. You'll see the cycle time stretch longer and longer as the machine tries to compensate. Clothes come out damp or with stains still intact, and nothing feels worse than pulling out a shirt you needed cleaned today, only to realize it still smells like yesterday. Plenty of people say it bluntly. Month 3, laundry takes twice as long. Month 6, rewashing everything. Month 12, wishing I'd bought literally anything else. The sad truth? Many manufacturers push impellers because they're cheaper to build and easier to market as eco-friendly. But eco-friendly doesn't matter if you're running 2 cycles for 1 load. Front load washers. Now for the Instagram darlings. Front loaders. They look sleek, they use less water, and they spin clothes so hard your dryer barely has to work. On paper, they're amazing. In reality, mold, smell, maintenance. That rubber gasket around the door traps moisture in detergent, turning into a science experiment nobody signed up for. Unless you're religious about wiping down the door, leaving it open, and running cleaning cycles, you'll eventually deal with that swampy odor. Then there's the repair problem. When something breaks in a front loader, and it often does, the bill is brutal. Bearings, control boards, gaskets, repairs can hit $400 to $700, which is why so many people just throw the whole machine out and buy another. Front loaders are like luxury cars, amazing when new, but the moment something goes wrong, you're hemorrhaging cash. So, which type wins in 2025? If you want reliability, agitator top loaders are still the workhorses. If you want efficiency but can't stand mold, look carefully at high-quality front loaders, but be ready for the upkeep. If you want disappointment dressed up in eco-friendly marketing, that's your impeller washer. The truth is, the machine type you pick is often more important than the brand name, because even a good brand can't make a bad design bulletproof. Here's the bottom line. Washing machines in 2025 are not created equal. And the sad truth is, the industry knows most people won't dig deeper than a shiny finish and a low monthly payment. That's why so many of today's models are designed to fail fast and lock you into pricey repairs. So what should you actually look for? Skip the gimmicks. Touch screens, Wi-Fi cycles, AI washing modes. None of that helps if the tub bearings fail after 18 months. Prioritize machines with strong mechanical parts, not flashy tech. Think long-term, not cheap upfront. A $500 bargain washer that dies in 3 years is more expensive than a $1,200 Speed Queen that lasts 20. Do the math. Longevity always beats quick savings. Stick with proven designs. Agitator top loaders aren't glamorous, but they work. Some mid-range Whirlpool or GE models still hold the line. And Speed Queen, they're still the gold standard. Be realistic about maintenance. Front loaders can be great, but only if you're ready to wipe down seals, Leave the door cracked open and clean them regularly. Otherwise, mold will creep in, and once it does, you'll never forget that smell. And here's the kicker nobody tells you. Most extended warranties are designed to cover the exact failures these companies know will happen. If a brand is pushing you hard to buy a 5-year warranty, maybe ask yourself why they don't trust their own machine to last without one. Because here's the truth. A good washing machine should clean your clothes, keep your water and energy bills low, and survive years of family chaos without breaking down. Everything else? Marketing noise. So before you hit add to cart or get lured in by the shiny showroom display, pause. Ask better questions, do a little digging, and don't let these companies turn your laundry room into a money pit. If this video helped save you from a bad washer decision, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you want more brutally honest guides on refrigerators, washers, dryers, and every other appliance they try to oversell you, subscribe to Frugal Choice and turn on notifications. We believe in spending smart, and that starts with asking the right questions before you buy.